Okay, welcome to episode 30 of Kael's Eternity, specifically attempt 2, because I did try last night at the usual scheduled time, but unfortunately my internet decided to shit itself. But before I hopped on, before I started the stream, I decided to come over and actually temporarily cancel the in the coal block crafting order, because it was blocking me from processing the raw redstone. So now that I've got that fixed, very slightly short. I'm not sure why is it going 23 short of that, but there is an easy fix for it. Is it technically cheating? Maybe. But at least it'll open up a bunch. Got too much. That explains why I was doing it at 500. Oh well. Yeah. Do another 500. Okay, that was too small. So that's why I was doing this. Also, might help if I also swap over to my headset too. What have I got? Apparently, the muting is per device, not system-wide. Yeah. Which one's smaller? Which is you. There we go. I'm pretty sure I put that on between episodes. Right. Now I've got them going. Now, I did manage to get some progress done, like, between my internet shitting itself. Where I got this side in, and I've finished off the walls of this one. I think I also might have actually done this one too, just as a whole. But also began putting in the rest of the wall here. In the actual reference, which is Built My House, there is kind of like it's kind of like a horizontal overhang type thing. Like, say you're looking down, you know, like straight down here, right? Okay, doesn't actually turn register mode and turn cursor. Oh, like basically, there's kind of a little bit that comes out here, and it's like turn vertically flush. So, just here, bring up the floor plan. Here we go. And reset the zoom, because I also zoomed out earlier on today, because I've had the idea of also doing this on Primeval. Okay, so okay, right. So it actually shows nothing, really, like nothing detail-wise on the main floor, unless it's something that's no, it's not present there either. Right, so let's reset the positioning. Right, So, based on that, it'll be essentially here. And, yep, okay. So, go here. And apparently though, upstairs there is actually sort of some detail there. Like, it's kind of not really too easy to tell per se. Okay, right, so it looks like where the detail is, or where the interior is effectively all back here. So not here, which is mainly what I was being worried about, really. That's all good. And okay, kind of just trying to tell what it really means on the turn floor plan, because like it shows it coming up and around here, and then at the basement level, it just comes down here, comes in slightly, and goes up until it hits where the gates are, and then like in here, it's basically like rectangle, slightly larger rectangle, and basically like L L L L L. So it's kind of slightly confusing. But I do, however, have well, essentially Google Maps to help me. Just gotta load it. And map's rendering in. Right. So. Huh. Some kind of like small extra building next to the stables. Eh. Oh, I think I get it now. Yeah. The extra boxes, they're literally like, I'm gonna go here, right? Say you managed to climb over the wall, right, which you'd have to either really strong armed or super light, but basically like go here and it's basically like going down a hill basically. Which implies that underneath here, which I believe is kind of the stables, like in terms of like the actual like real life area as seen on Google Maps, it's a corrugated tin roof, but it's also got, for some reason, like as I mentioned at the start, like the overhang. Actually, I'll bring it over to and see if I can view it on the actual stream. Give me a second. Alright. Bring myself back up to live. Right. So it looks like yeah, it looks like I still can't actually see my cursor, but if I zoom in somewhat and also work out where exactly I'm actually rotating around. Right. Now around about where the fulcrum of my rotation is, this here is essentially the like little overhang type thing, which has me kind of confused. Because, as you can see, it's kind of not really got much detail to it. Like, looks like it might be maybe part of the stables, but then again, the stables like here, and the stables have their own like interior, so I'm not sure what exactly this would have been, and it's impossible to tell now because there's not even any real like I just want to say kind of like old designs from when the house was built, but now this is literally a bakery. But hopefully I can actually use even possibly just some kind of like basically turn context clues even to work out what exactly it's actually meant to be. But for now, go back on. That's JPEG. Okay. Now, I do, however, have the like essentially the like the floor plan of the stables, which from the looks of things, where the overhang is, it's pretty much literally just like, and it's like it's like just kind of open air type thing. So I really don't know what's going on there. But well. What I do know, however, is that round about exactly halfway between here and here is where it's positioned. So that's 3, 4, 5, 6. So about here is where the center of the overhang is, which kind of implies that it comes out here. Well, we'll find out either way anyway. For now though, I need to actually basically get the wall placed in here, so then I can actually see how far I need to take out the dirt here. But while I'm thinking of it, I'll also do the the wall here as well. And get this nice and all done up. I don't really need this corner block here, so go and pick up the 2 that fell. I knew that one fell, I didn't realise the second one had also fallen. Yeah, well. Alright, now. With this, okay, so this one sits actually at the height of the essentially the height of the floor here. So can't really figure out a good way to measure the actual scale of it though. Well, maybe. Alright, so at this scaling it's 3. Okay, so the scaling the Google Maps zooms into, this here is 3 blocks. on the map, it is... Huh, it's 3 blocks. Nice! I was actually kind of worried there. Right. Now, I just need to find out how tall it is now. Which, it says then it turned 3 blocks tall, but honestly, like, it'd probably be a lot simpler to just, like, try and work it out based on the height it's at relative to other stuff and trace that around. It looks like it goes up to almost the height of the next level. So that means literally this entire height. Or if I do outflight, this drop length. So put in blocks here. Now may possibly end up adding some gradients to it. I'd have to probably Google the best gradient like design for Minecraft, but then again, like the actual material, as you could see when I was rotating around, is basically this, but in real life. Because I think it's bluestone. Actually, let's actually get the actual facts. What is the exterior stone of Biltmore House basement level? So I think it might be bluestone or slate or something like that. Okay, so on the Biltmore house, on the Biltmore site, sorry, it says apparently there's, like, kind of already knew based on just the color of it, but the main floor up, that is all limestone. And specifically is done as a facade with the actual inside walls being brick. Limestone. Yeah, it's all 20. Doesn't actually say what the basement level is though. Maybe. Right. What makes it kind of more difficult though is the fact that, like, they don't really have an incentive to mention what level I'm working on right now actually is. Yeah, they got nothing. Unless that looks kind of. Let's see. Okay, so it's marble. Okay, so it's apparently just stone. But based on the color, it kind of looks like it might be bluestone, maybe. Then again, and looking at it on the side where the sun's actually shining from, it's kind of just like bland and just like grey. But it's basically whatever the stone was that was used for the original bridge at Skipton going over Mount Emu Creek. And I say original because the 2011 floods literally destroyed the hell out of the bridge, and also literally snapped the pedestrian bridge. Like, you could literally hear it turn going, and when it actually happened, I literally happened to walk outside just in time to turn and see the cloud of splinters, which must have been freaking a hell of a lot of splinters, because I was able to literally see it from halfway, well, actually about 3/4 of the way up Anderson Street, which came off of the Glenelg Highway, which of course is where the turn bridge actually was. But it was kind of wild in a way, because you could literally hear the creek from inside of the like inside of the house with the windows closed, because just the sheer amount of water that was running through it. And mind you, all that water literally came from the dam up in Brisbane, because up in Brisbane they got, I think it's like what, 3 days of rain, and I was told beforehand, like, oh, you better like open up the gates of the dam like basically ASAP, otherwise it will flood. Yeah, long story short, yeah, Brisbane kind of got like just absolutely just flooded out. Right now, on this level, looking 3, 6, 9 wide, but here that's 7. So 7 divided by 9 maybe? No. Have to be 9 divided by 7. Okay, so it's round about, oh, hang on, 7 divided by 9 should work, because I'm scaling it down by that much. Okay, so times how many blocks down would it go? So that's where it is. Right. So about 4. Okay, so around about 3 blocks down. Okay. So 2. Yeah, let's go do this. So that's 1, 2, 3. And I'm not quite sure if if you'll be able to actually see anything out of this window. Well, maybe, because it'll basically be the same as this. But the main thing though is just get the shape in place. Yeah. How many blocks tall is it in totality? It is around about 9. So yeah, about 7 blocks. 1, 2, 3. And this is just temporary, so now I know where it all goes, and I can then basically decide on how to actually decorate it. Although each of them seem to have blinds, which I don't think we actually have blinds, do we? Yeah, I've got strip curtains, which I don't think you can really do much with strip curtains here. Right, let's see. They just place us through. Okay, so yeah, really can't do anything well. Oh. Glad I decided to turn and just grab them out of any eye to check instead of straight up making the metal rods and finding out. Oh, I can use it for conveyor belts, but that's about it apparently. Oh. Yeah, you come around here. Oh. Yeah. And all out of the tiny bricks. Do I have enough deep slates? Okay, so I'll go like 3,700. Alright. 3,700. Right. Here again. I really freaking hate it when I get G. Alright. While that's cooking up some more, I'll place this stack. Okay, so apparently along this wall I have a window literally right at the bottom here. Yeah, definitely gonna have like the turn scaling being off here, because that should be about 11 blocks tall, but at the same time it would also be around 4 blocks off the ground. So essentially, like this tall. But in the actual like photo, like this is literally like at person height. So I suppose it could work. Because, I mean, like, this here's all at 10 person height as well. Because, like, just above the height of the car. So, like, essentially looking like this. So, yeah, it's just a bit scaled up. Like, admittedly, what's actually setting the scale, though, is literally this. Like, the fact that it has to be, like, X amount of blocks turned in horizontal scale. Which, unfortunately, does cause a bit of weirdness. Also, side note, I just love how, like, a loom table is able to literally freaking straight up chip freaking like essentially like stone from deep beneath the earth. Not sure what that I just picked up. Huh. Some new pellets. Unfortunately for me though, yeah, I don't really need any of those yet. Oh. Definitely, God no, the turn scale out wacky. So I'm going to take a little bit of artistic liberty. And I'm actually going to make it so then you can actually see out of this thing. Of course, it does mean that this will now be slightly lower, but it does also mean, okay, so it's got at least a block or two of limestone underneath. Okay. Yeah, because at this level here is actually going to be where the floor is, so... because there's the first layer of wall. Okay, go like this. So I want to take out then the partial thingy first. Yeah. Try and keep the hang on. How tall's the upper part? Okay. So this is 30. Okay, so the top part's only about 4 blocks tall. Okay. Which means if I make this 6 blocks tall, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I can then make that just wall. And then 1, 2, 3, 4. There we go. And I'll also leave that in for now too. Yeah, looks pretty accurate. That's the way it looks like in the photo. Although, there is the implication of being almost a block. And it's actually around about 1 block out, actually. Which means this here needs to come away. That goes to there. So now it actually overlaps with the edge of the courtyard. Because I need to bring all of this out by 1. West, douche, and douche, move 1 west. Yeah, I don't need that anymore, which means I can now do this. And I can also feel a lot better about myself. Has implication though of that actually all being, you know, 1 level down of just straight up being limestone. which actually kind of does give an interesting you know, appearance while I've got the the temporary slabs in place, because it means like essentially it's like just a layer of limestone and it's just slab. If anyone's got like images of what it actually looks like inside Biltmore House though, and specifically those that aren't on Google Maps as street view images, I would absolutely appreciate and if you don't, if you'd be able to send them to me, all you gotta do is just join the How's on Reach Discord, possibly to be able to DM me, although might be able to send them to you via PM even if we don't share a server. It all depends on whether or not Discord allows you to. In general though, if you join the Hell's on Reach Nation Project Discord, then you'll definitely be able to message me. It's already starting to look a lot better now though. I just love how, like, even though it's not even cut limestone, it actually looks like it's basically been chiseled away. Yeah. 70. Thought some might have turned fallen inside the courtyard. Now I'm going to put that in there for now. So then I can do that. I'm pretty sure some might have fallen through this. Sure, some would have fallen through the basically the support pillar holes though. Right now, just go find the ones that dropped inside the walls. Saw some over here. Right, back up we go. Man, how cool is this look already though, dude? And this ain't even a freaking quarter of the way. Oh, no. Sorry, it is just a quarter of the way up. Like, damn. Gonna be smart, and I'm actually gonna be extra smart and have, if I can get it sit just right, I can have, there we go. Okay. Just had to turn really carefully now, turn size my Opera GX window. Along, so here we still have the windows at this level, which hopefully are the same as, nope, not quite, or are they? Yeah, there's one where there's not one above. Oh. I think I messed up by doing this the way that I did. versus 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. 1, 2. Okay, cool, I didn't. Phew. Now. This one. 3, 6, 9, 12. About. Hang on. About 13. Okay. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. We'll do. How does that shit look? So go based on how it actually looks. As a thing. Okay, cool. So it's basically at the same level as that. So. And of course I'm not sure why exactly just randomly froze, but it did make it kind of difficult to like, you know, actually fight the phantoms. Alright. Actually somehow looks even better than with the, like, with the rays of the sun coming through. Specifically, like, with the turned limestone starting to be placed up there. We'll check how long I made this one. Because that should be 13. Cool. Because I did 1 block extra to account for there. Now, that goes up, looks of things, to round about where that begins, which really does not look right. But that's also on an angle. So also for some reason it doesn't actually show the one next to the pipe that's in the photo. I just have to assume they're all the same size anyway. Because everything else is all uniform, so bring this out. And bring these up. Must admit, I do find it really rather amusing that the mod chipped, like, literally, like, gives the actual look of the stone bricks that they use on the actual house. Like, that's absolutely hilarious to me. Like, they also kind of look like cobbles. Like, I don't know if any of you watching either around where I've recorded this or far into the future have ever seen it, ever been there, but Bridge Mall in Ballarat basically has this kind of thing as the actual, like, this kind of like just really big ass, like, just like 3D tiles basically. But they literally look like that. Other frame there. I think it's kind of weird that I'm using turning slabs in it to try and mark out where the what do you call it? You know, where the like where the vertical windows are, but it's simply easier like this. At least for me. Oh, hang on. That's gotta be limestone. Now this way, we might even be able to actually get like a good chunk of progression done on my basically on Pneumaticraft, really. Like with the way that I'm trying to build in this, like damn. Like literally, effectively all here, right? This is all basically been filled in literally in like what, 45 minutes? Usually like to allow turn these X0 or XO, whichever version you want to use, turn episodes to go up to 2 hours, but normal ones I like to try and keep to around an hour. Just bring this all the way over. And also this. And good news is there is actually also some you know, some backing or some gap rather between like, you know, where this turn kind of ends and okay, that's not really going to be useful. Okay, let's bring this back out one then. Just realized after the fact that I could have just moved to the south instead of to the east, but eh. Move one east, and then there we go. Now this one does need to go all the way down because, as you can see, I need it to mark out where the actual edge of the courtyard will go. Go, and then this is all nice and filled in, so, or at least supposedly filled in. Like, apparently there's like a window that literally just like looks out to the roof. So I don't know. And that's on the main level, so it doesn't even freaking show on the thingy, so I don't know what's going on there. Oh well. I freaking collapse that. Alright. And now of course I need to go. Which means I gotta take out this dude. Actually, you know what? Screw it. Sick of boys. sure. Okay. I don't think I actually need. Okay, I need some more scraps for doing the tier 2. Which admittedly will come way down the line, but still. Right. Yeah. Let's get some more. Drop all of them. Best part is, once I do eventually actually, like, end up not needing to use anymore, I can literally just turn it back into, just ordinary deep slate again, which is an absolute bonus, not to mention a benefit. Drop the cup. Close this up. Alright, where's the next one from here? Right, so that's that one, which needs to be 5 across, not 3. So, 1 again. Move 1, no, 2 west. And then, oh wait, I should really be doing it like this. There we go. And then that then closes up, like so. And there we go. Now, these ones actually also have a, like, from looks of things, a middle part, but I really can't do that properly. So they'll just have to be open like this. Yeah. Between that one and the next one, it is 7. And I believe that's another 5. Yep. Okay. So, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 2, 3, 4, 5. 2, 3, 5, 6. Pretty sure it's 7. Yep. And then it's barely a 3. Kind of between 2 and 3, but it's also apparently bigger on the inside than it is on the outside. So, yeah, call that one 2 wide, and same with the other one. But is that right, though? Yeah, looks about right. So, it's big, big, and 1, 2. I'll make it 3. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay. So somehow there's another wall that's inner more, And it's literally like here. Which, if I look at the map... okay, yeah. It's because of how the turn basement wall bows out slightly. Oh well. That'd be purely because of real life physics, though. So, just pretend that doesn't exist. Alright. How does that look? Man, I'm really freaking liking this. Like, hell yeah. Now, can't quite tell how tall it is. It looks like it's basically just gonna be the same deal as here, so... bring these out. Now, they two have split. So... and we just do this. So this I can literally just like go along, you know, fill it all into all the same level, and just go by rapidly. Yeah. Close up here. Probably have to make some more cut deep slate very soon. But soon is not quite yet. Ah, got freaking plenty. 2,500. Feels weird somehow having it come up this far but then also be so narrow. But, you know, that's literally what the design is. Admittedly, my scaling is also way freaking off. You know, some work of literally just Google Maps and a completely, you know, just not even to scale turn floor plan. So, you know, some discrepancies are kind of to be expected. But it's also actually kind of weird there's no music right now. Like, literally it's just like weirdly quiet in terms of like the actual game music. Oh well. At least you get some nice, you know, wind sounds. And tell one thing though, like the version that I may end up building on turn primeval will look way better than this, because like this will always literally be covered in snow. So yeah. Right. fill in the rest of the courtyard. Might also have to like look up some kind of other game that's similar to Minecraft in that has like boxes you can like mess around with, and then like find basic mountain tutorial for that game to be able to build the frost caps as well. Which probably just random out of left field comment there, but like as I'm like filling this, I'm like, how am I gonna be able to like do the frost caps when it comes time to do them? Because most of that will absolutely have to be done off camera, just because that's gonna take fucking forever. So instead, might might get like a replay mode of some kind, like do shorts of me like building it or something. Get that engagement. I'm kind of conflicted because like I'm really against brain rot and also don't really see much of the point in shorts, but then again, like the kind of content that I like is literally like this, like just some dude or some chick yapping and just enjoying the game while doing something like pretty cool. Like this I find cool because I'm literally building what ironically in most terms for Minecraft would literally be considered like a sprawling mansion. Like literally this would actually probably even be called a mega base. But yet it's really not actually that big. But yes, this will actually become my forever home though. Quite literally in fact. Also, I'm thinking maybe schematicking it as well to then put this version on Even Terra, because for some reason my scaling is like way off between here and there. But I figure if I simply copy what I've done here over, that I can like basically reference this to build that. Sure how I even view the gates, because there's actually not any visible gates even on Google Maps. But that doesn't really mean jack shit. It literally just simply means that the gates that were there when my house was first built have basically been taken away for whatever reason. And there we go. I should really like I'll wait until a little bit later on to try and update the map, because I gotta try and clear all the snow. Yeah. Man, I'm way too freaking proud of this. Maybe it's because of the amount of effort I've put in. Which, yes, I know I'm technically just following an existing pattern, but it's the fact that like it's effort that I put in, if that makes any sense. sure if one of the dogs just died. Yep, one did. Just to summon all the dogs over. Where are they going? See, this is why I've bred up and I don't turn as many dogs as I did now, because at first, I'm not gonna have the armor child to just like simply tank them. Kinda glad that I decided not to have dog swamp and join in the fun though. Keeps them alive for later. Pull these up in there. Now, what do I need next? I think that's really about it for the courtyard now, actually. Yeah, so trying to build more onto the yeah, put more on the turn, put more Pneumaticraft progression in play. Now I need some way, or more to make somewhere, to do the like basically the oil processing. Best place I have to do that is essentially right here. Yep. Yeah, screw it, I'll just turn it underneath. I think that there's just kind of blank space type thing. Right, now. Yes. Don't mind me as I mark this zombie. Right. Now, I'm gonna need to build another level under here. So I need at least 4 blocks down for for the refinery itself. I also want it to look good. So how many blocks down do these go? 1, 2, 3, 4. Right, so this will go down 9 blocks. Yeah, that works. Right. Which means we're technically getting a bit of A2 progression as well, or more to an equal progression, because I'm also going to need to literally build both levels of this. Yes, it's going to 2 levels. Shouldn't really need any more than that. That should be fine to have actual blocks. Yeah, should be fine to have actual blocks, so pretty sure I had more from there. Apparently I only had 1 stack total. Ah well. Then there's, well, Might actually been paid to straight up move this one over to here and have. Oh no. Yeah, might actually paid to like move that over to here and have like in the corners here not actually in use. But I actually have there open for now. And what good looking blocks have I got? Would definitely have to be a create block. Crimsite. What does it look like? Hang on, why hasn't those gone through? What am I missing? Ah. I haven't got any sulfur. Sulfur dust, I can really just basically break down any coal. But charcoal will be the better one to do. Oh, I guess I'll have to wait for a while. That's slightly disappointing, but so I don't think there's really anything else that I can make look, unless I could really like use copper, but at the same time I also need copper for practically everything else too. Decisions. What about hay bales? Let's see what other options we've got. Could do calcite. Yeah, screw it, let's do calcite. I need 20 calcite because it's a 5x5. Yeah. Must admit though, I really do find it really quite amusing. Oh, hang on, that's why. Yeah, I do find it really amusing man, like, it's literally just now that I've got all, like, my mechanism stuff, or all my core mechanism stuff, rather, you know, all, you know, basically all in place now that it literally feels like my turn of progress now on this world is just flying along. Let's put away the calcite. Actually, I need the ochre. Because I need to be able to mark where the rest of the stuff will go. Oh no, my shovel has broken. That's how bad it looks. That's normally needed, just that. And no, just to make things look a little bit different. Let's stone cut some iridium. And carve out this layer here as well. Oh, hell yeah. Got some coal ore here. Nice clean deposit. I like when a deposit's nice and clean. Unlike freaking Pneumaticraft. Like literally it'd be like, yeah, I got some ore here, some ore here. Yeah, block behind here will be just stone. Block behind here will be another ore. And underneath here will also be ore. But here's stone. It's like, bloody hell. This will actually need to be 3 blocks tall though, not just 2. As in CIP, okay, this is actually 4 blocks tall. Oh, I didn't even clock that. Alright, now lay down is. Pretty sure it'd be like 16. So, douche, douche, douche. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14. Yep, 16. And then here I actually need another level down. Because then under here will actually be access into this area, which I also have to clear out. That'll happen over time anyway. So, once again, the plan is shifting. Don't have any more. That's birch ladder. Okay. Ladder. Should do that. Oh wait. Hang it. Oh. I'll find a use for them eventually anyway. Now the reason why I haven't put it on this side is because I need this side to be, or what do I need this side to be closed, which I can't do if I have the ladder access. Because as you can see, I can only jump 2 blocks. Well, I say jump, but you know. 25. I need 26 because I also need trapdoor. So I don't think I have. No, I don't have any frame glass. Which also means no frame glass trapdoors. Actually, I'll do. Already starting to look way better. Yeah, screw it. Like, mainly they'll eventually be all lit up, but actually. Sure, there's some kind of ball that can glow. Apparently we don't actually have it. Although there is lumen paintballs, which okay, cool. So if I use a matter cannon, I could literally make, for example, like a blue, like a blue, basically 10 splotch of light. Pretty soon, so would it actually work? So I don't want to try and use matter cannon only to find out that no, it actually wouldn't work. So let's go somewhere where it is still kind of dark, but I can also break it to. Okay, how do you? Right. Okay. Okay. Right, so I'd need an ME chest first. Yeah, because I'm only doing this to try out the matter cannon. I'm not really caring too much about, you know, basically whether or not I'm trying to grab and shave any eye, because this is purely for testing. Now, Okay, so kind of works. Like, miss very little light though. But point is, it does actually work, which means I could potentially like do like a ring of splotches here. I don't know. I'll figure out some way to light this up anyway. Might even actually end up just straight up putting my my energy collector down there. Because if I come around, like it's only dark because that's literally all I ever need. But like the point is, I could literally put that down there and it would actually make light. Just not showing much. Oh well. Let's sort these again. Sorting out my cells again. Alright, so the issue is storage capacity, not types. I like the purely turn storage capacity, not the number of different items I can store. It makes me happy. Yeah, while I'm here and thinking of it. Never mind. Sorry, hold up. Oh well. Input's bleeding. Ooh, it has sharpness. Alright. Wasn't sure if it was like pre-made sharpness or... Actually, really just noticed it. Well, I actually didn't say the word that had sharpness on it. Yeah. I got myself once my turn Kael'Alanai iron sword. And used up anyway. I'll have a new sword to use. What do I have? No. Okay. And that's all my rejects. So that means that must be. No. What do I put in? Okay, so it must be my slash home. That's sharpness 5. Sharpness 4. Sharpness. And of course I don't have. That'd be for the boots. I'm thinking probably a good idea to like, update the map anyway. There we go. And just for completeness, close enough to actually, you know, kind of update it. Bruh. Wonder why it's not updating. I think I know why. Yeah, it's because it's the stairs. Stairs can't have turn snow spawn on them. And of course, neither can slabs, but I may be able to still update some of the details. Yep, looks like it did slightly update. Now eventually, these two will remain the same basically forever, but all out here I'm going to broaden out all new map areas. Right now though, focus is basically all in here and later here underneath, which means that we'll have hours of work under here and nothing to show for it on the map. And yes, to me that is actually something quite hilarious. That they'll have like hours and hours of work that you can actually see, just not on the map. Let's do this. They're all 4Ks. Now, I do also need to make a turn 64K to upgrade that, but at the same time, that's mainly from just the sheer amount of freaking coal powder I've got. So, let's see. I'm pretty sure I'm going to land your max away. Yeah. Try and give him. Maybe I'll just go a bit closer. Yeah, 560. But just for randomness, I'll still do this turn 500. And unfortunately, this will be kind of. Well, apparently, it's actually proceeding to actually turn make them, so because the one there's the one that had been running for a while. This one is the new one. Yeah, there's not really much else to really do now other than just dig out all up here, which is going kind of boring. Well, sometimes you just gotta do what you gotta do. Now, okay, so this will have to be another layer. So that means more ass. Stone cutter. Large trapdoor. I freaking love using these things. Yeah. I need some more calcite. dig out the visible blocks. And just do this. And there we go. It might seem kind of weird that I'm like closing here up where I haven't actually dug out below, but there is method to my madness. A good block. Preferably one that I can, kind of like make look pretty good. That could be nice. Lay down the side bricks. Yes. Find whether here it's small, tiny. Oh, sorry, it's in. Yeah. Can't remember, it's in alphabetical order. Now. Now we can door here, and we can dig out around here. I really can't wait until I can get freaking stone forming on this thing. Because once I can, then I'll be able to make myself basically infinite cobble deep slate. How does that look? And as an added bonus, there's not really much I need andesite for. Like, yeah, I'll need it for like, making andesite alloy, but I won't need as much as I do on Avon Terra because I'm literally powering the like, essentially the turn the I just might say kind of like federal-ish type level of essentially turn infrastructure. So I'm gonna need more, lots more. So andesite. Craft all. Actually, how many will that be? It's 2, 4, 6, 8. Alright, so 16 potential CPUs. I had to think of the word for a sec there. just feels nice having in my left hand. Don't know why. Now, no, I'm gonna make it sound it's just like this. And I need something good for the floor, so just for the hell of it, we'll do it in calcite. Actually, I can't make calcite slabs. I don't even know. Oh yeah, apparently I can make cut calcite slabs. I don't know how much better cut calcite looks. Probably looks better now with some lighting though. Yeah, let's just do that. Yeah, I didn't quite like how, you know, kind of just, like, whatever wide it is. Like, it feels almost too bright, if that makes any sense. And as an add bonus, I can then also use this for the you know, for the actual walls of the what do I call it? You know, of the processing area, basically. Half-heart, like, just basically free health. I don't know. I might make this over here where the wall is. Just so I can, like, you know, kind of hide. Yeah. Use this general position here to hide the walls of this. That makes it look all nice and cohesive. There's also one bit of a crawl space here. And the fact that this is like, you know, top there. Up there. Essentially roof will be let's see what kind of make it tough. something kind of... Something looks kind of... almost like industrial. Clay won't really cut it. But... terracotta may. Nope, even that doesn't look like right. Black glazed. Something but also not too dark. Photo planks. Imagine having those. No, I'm not turning industrial area and stuff. Do sheet metal. Yeah. I'll get plenty of aluminum. So, I could literally just do a sheet dump. I could literally just simply do... What even iron yet? I can make tons of iron. I just gotta be able to make iron sheets, that's all. I think iron sheet metal might be the way to go. And I'll use andesite bricks as the return floor for the factory too. So, I get the hammer. I need it to be a multiple of 4. Can I repair using... Okay, so based on that, no. But actually, yes. Now. Put away my calcite. Douche. And there we go. I now have my first sheet metal. Actually, you know what? Make this nice and open. Yeah. And douche. And then, as soon as you step out here, that's when everything all changes. All changes in the end. Just for the aesthetics. Now I'm going to base the scaling of it off of the size of I reckon probably the courtyard, just to make things a lot simpler on me. Roof needs to be here. Down one. Make sure it's down one. Which of course will actually also give me an extra half slab space. Yeah. Oh, perfect position. Okay, so apparently I didn't actually drop any. Well, I did though. Oh well. No reason to believe that the game would lie to me. Now, I could technically use aluminum, but I'm going to be using HV wires, like a lot, because HV and wire coils, they need aluminum wire. Of course, yeah, really, like, yeah, it means that I basically need, per aluminum wire core recipe, I need like an ingot for just 4 wires, which I believe they have a maximum length as well, and it's like 32 blocks side that they can go up to. But I'll be going through relays, which also need aluminum, as do HDMI connectors, so you're going to need a lot of it. Whereas iron, I can like convert gold. I'm going to start turn that one into. So I can turn gold into iron, and I can turn diamonds into gold. And of course, for diamonds, wow, getting those is a cakewalk. Because diamond, it just takes 8 blocks of coal, which I believe is like 72 coal, I think. Yeah. So yeah, it's not even a squishy. Actually, I will, however, make a bunch more gold right now, because I do need a bunch more iron. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And the hammer. Take down ingots. And then of course I need to make another hammer. Right, Brown Thar's hammer. What a saving. Wow. It really doesn't last long, does it? Oh well. Down. And I reckon once I've, made the the first basic wall, that's where I'll try and cut the episode, I think. I should also bring out here a bit. So I want to make it so it's around about the same shape as the sub-basement above. Because that way it makes things a lot simpler in terms of geometry. Make this here the cutoff. So I got all this space in which to design and build an entire factory setup. Now, not quite sure why Zaka just froze. Nothing in the turn technic config. There we go. And of course, there's all that there, but that's all just void and thingy, so I reckon that can be just more space to use underneath here. Actually, I might be extra smart and actually mark where this goes to then put in. Oh. Okay. And I reckon in here as well put the the arc furnace, because it'll be freaking loud. Like let's do player me and volume 1. Not quite sure how long it actually can play for, so just gonna have it muted for a moment. Play sound. Let's try stop. Nope. Okay. No. Let's do 0. There we go. But yeah, like literally that sound for as long as it's running, and it is like it carries. You can be a chunk away, so literally 16 blocks plus, and you still hear it almost as loud. but that'll all come later. But now, I think that's basically about all I can really do right now, because I don't think I actually have them. Well, yeah, I don't quite have the materials to be able to make a dimensional stabilizer. Do I have? No, let's move the compressor. It does not look like I do, even though I probably should have the ends of the line stuff. Not quite sure about. If I had teeth, would frickin' bite me. Actually, one thing it kind of needs to have, like, pushed in turn Osmond too. Oh, only got that 30 right now, so let's go there. I need 4 of you, which means I need 4 obsidian dust, which means I need and yeah, I reckon I'm not actually sure if I even have, all of the turn again, I'm not sure if I even have all the materials to even make this. I need to make turn the obsidian too. I'm actually just gonna go smart. I'm gonna and so in here's gonna be where I put the induction cells. So alright, cool. I got some universal cell. So universal cables. Universal cell. Alright, I don't think I should have any more ender chest though. No, I don't. Okay. Universal cable. I need redstone, which means I need to do this. Wait until this one finishes though, because though I minimize the amount of things that I waste. Not sure what exactly needed an extra 10 redstone, but Alright, there we go. Now, this will now just filter back and forth. Although, right now I literally don't even need it because I've literally got like more power production than I'm actually using. As seen by this. I'm literally making quote unquote 600 iron right now, but in reality that's literally how much I'm actually using. It's not how much I'm producing per se. That's the amount I'm actually needing per tick. Yeah. With the andesite though, I'll mainly need it making andesite alloy. It can also be used as a generic stone. And my main use though will be andesite alloy, which will be needed for shafts, nozzles, hand crank, which I don't really need anymore, basins, depots, brackets, valve handles, steam engines, which I might do steam engines for for my rotational power, but I'm not sure yet. I think they make power, like actually like power. I can't quite remember. And I also need like mechanical powers and stuff, funnels, tunnels, packages, post boxes, which admittedly, you know, post boxes will be purely cosmetic, even though they will also be functional. I also need it for display boards. Brass hands, so that's for deployers. Girders. And of course, yeah, cable covers, andesite ladders, bars, scaffolding. And of course also making it to make andesite casing as well. Which andesite casing will be needed. Mainly to make mechanical presses, mixers, depots, more mechanical saws. I'm pretty sure I have one. Of course, deployers. Turn slicer. And of course, andesite doors. So, yeah. Yeah, I think that's basically it, really, for right now. So, I think I might, you know, cut the episode, cut the stream and the episode there, and then, yeah, I'll have a bit of a stretch, record, checkpoint 3, and then, yeah, I think also I might treat this as having been recorded, and streamed yesterday, and just upload episode 31 tomorrow. Although it also depends on whether or not I can actually record it tomorrow and have it uploaded by 7 PM. Oh, I don't know. Future me of that, trying to find out anyway. Like, whichever way the cookie ends up crumbling, so to speak. But yeah, unfortunately, you know, no Pneumaticraft progression for today. Simply because I gotta build the area first. But yeah, I'll see you all in episode 31. First though, might also help if I try and put in the you know, the gates too, which according to this should be about 7 blocks across. So, take the middle. And douche. 1, 2, 3. Apparently this was also slightly puffy out to basically 3 blocks. So do this. I'll do this and then I'll cut the episode. Just to make it actually symmetrical. There we go. Actually, you know what? Let's cut it floating here. He looks like he's about standing. And clear chat. I need chat to turn and keep me in place. So, oh wait, helps if I turn off my thingy too. Now, hang on. Still using the wrong thing. And went to turn take a turn Windows screenshot instead of in-game screenshot. Yeah, I'm quite happy with the turn progress I made this stream though. Because this is a lot of work, relatively speaking, on this turn manor. Even though it doesn't look like anything down on the map, like, the map still looks the same as it always has. Except like a little bit more here. But that'll all change once I actually get from basically work on that down there and basically getting the Pneumaticraft and that stuff in place to actually building out all of that. Like, it's gonna take up a lot of that room. And then I'm actually gonna have to basically just drop tons of just junk blocks down there. I might sand pack it, so like we'll just like make shit tons of sand and just fill the whole area with sand, because sand's a gravity block, and then basically build up kind of like a cliff sort of thing out here, and yeah, like basically work out the best way to put in the stables and the wrapping around road going here to then eventually meet up with the ground here. It's a freaking lava lake. Huh, it is too. The forbidden hot tub. Yeah. Sleep through the night and then I'll cut the episode. Oh yeah. That's the go. Alright, now I'm gonna try and actually. Be really smart and disconnect and that doesn't get too far along. So I want to try and capture it right at basically turn daybreak. Okay, so make that and the um the thumbnail for episode 31. Jumping back to live and in stream. There we go.